Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Thursday, October 14th, 2021. We are in the final hour of the trading day. The final hour of the trading day is my favorite time to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions for my swing trades, because at the end of the day, the large financial institutions come in. They take control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider the large financial institutions to be the final word on price, because they are dealing with the most money. They have very smart people, best information, best technology, and I just consider the closing price to be the most valid price, and therefore the most valid price to make your buying and selling decisions from. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I hope you are having a good day. Hope you're having a good trading day. And I hope by coming here to this podcast that it is helping you with your trading and your investing. So currently, big day up today in the markets. The Dow Jones is up 533 points. It's up 1.55%. The NASDAQ is up 248 points, up 1.71%. And the S&P is up almost 73 points, up 1.67%. So here is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, and how I am going to manage them going forward. I did have some day trades today on Visa that I will share with you. After that, we are going to go over to the board. We are going to take a look at my students' current positions, talk about when they bought them, why they bought them, and how they are going to manage them going forward as well. After that, we are going to switch gears. We are going to talk about trader psychology. Most important skill in trading is the ability to control your emotions, create a plan, follow your plan regardless of amplified emotions, up or down. It is the greatest skill. It's something we all need to work on, both in trading and in life. And this is a trading show, so we will talk about it in regards to trading. But I do want to spend a few minutes there. Hopefully that's helpful for you. After that, I do have some potential end of day candidates that look pretty good, actually. And we'll look at those as we get closer to the end of the day. I do have 3 requirements before I look to enter any trade, regardless of time frame, regardless of the market, and they are as follows. 1, I want a position size based upon the market's current volatility. Number 2, I need to know what my maximum allowed loss is. Number 3, I need to know where my emergency stop is. Number 4, I need to know where my end of day stop is. I need to know where my intraday profit targets are. I need to know where my significant overhead resistance levels are. And I need to have a good trailing stop methodology. So if I have a positive trade, I don't give it all back. So using those 3 criteria, I will go through the end of day candidates as we get closer to the close. And if I find something that looks good, makes sense, I will go ahead and purchase it. After the market closes, if anyone has any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you need any clarification on anything, please let me know. I'm happy to clarify. If there are any stock symbols that you would like me to look at prior to the close, put an emoji in the live stream and the symbol, and I will do my very best to get to it before the end of the day and before the market closes. And then lastly, if my students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please just wait until the close, after the close of the market, and that way the pressure's off, and we'll spend as much time as we need to get them all updated. Okay, so that's the plan for today. Hold tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I'll be back shortly in about 40 seconds. Thanks. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Alrighty, let's see who is here today. Paxton is here. Good to see you, Paxton. Thank you for coming. David is here. Hello, Gregorian Traders. Hello, David. Good to see you, sir. Chris Farron is here. Nice to see you, Chris. Hi, Jonathan. Hope you are well. Our friend Jonathan from Ireland? Not sure, but thanks for coming, Chris. Michael Wilkinson says, hi, everyone. Truck broke down today. Oh, no. I got to spend an extra 1 hour and 15 minutes to sit on the curb and do some extra chart analysis. Oh, good. Well, that's time well used. Way to go. Nigma is here. Hello, Nigma. Nice to see you. Hello, peeps. Hello, peeps. There's my friend Tom. Good to see you, Tom. Hope you're doing well and having a good day. Bacon Bandit says, hi, all. Wet and nasty day in Houston. That's no good, but it's good to see you, Mike. Anya T is here. Hi, everyone. Good to see Anya. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling well today as well. There's my friend Steve Burns. Steve, good to see you. Thank you for coming today. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel. I really do appreciate it, and I know everyone else does as well. And good trades today, by the way, and we're going to go over those in a minute. Frank is also here. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Hello, Greg and Group. Hello, Mr. Frank. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel, buddy. Nigma says TGT, please. Okay. TGT. Whoa. Nice big day up on target for sure. Has a 520 crossover. I don't know if that back test well. I've got it right here. And this is from ETF Replay. And I'm using this by permission. Let's take a look and see. You can see it back test slightly positive. Not that great, not a high win rate, only 29.6. And in the context of this chart, Nigma, it seems a little chasey to me. We've moved up a significant amount. I'd really like to see this come back down into the value zone at least. So in my opinion, that's a bit chasey here. There's some overhead resistance levels above. Jonathan says, evening, Greg and Group. Nice to see you, Jonathan. Hope you are having a good day, sir. Hope you and the family are all doing well. Okay, let's take a look at my current positions. Ava, Tom, Steve, and myself did buy Facebook. Tom actually sold puts down to 260. So he's glad to see Facebook going up today. As long as it closes above 260 by January 22nd, Tom will be able to keep all of the premium. Directional traders, Ava, Steve, and myself, we did buy Facebook with an under 30, over 30 RSI bounce of the 200-day moving average, rejection of the negative third ATR channel. Bought it at 323.97. It is currently 328.48. It is up 1.21% on the day, and I guess it up 1.35% on the trade. So my end of day stop is a close below the 30 RSI. Pins, we have David, Bacon Bandit, and myself. We did buy Pinterest a couple days ago, higher low V1, bought this at 51.41, up nicely today for sure. Two profit targets, one at 52.43, one at 53.28. It did reject the 50 RSI today, however. So when I take a higher low V1 or V2 in the value zone, if it rejects the 50 RSI, that is my signal to go ahead and lock in profits on half. So I will be locking in half profits today on pins as long as it stays below the 50 RSI right now. Don't know, maybe it will close back above by the end of the day, you never know. But that is my plan, that is my methodology, and that's what I'm gonna do. So if it does close below the 50 RSI today, after rejecting it, it was over 50 at one point, but now it's pulled back a bit, I will sell half, and that's why I have the little blue window here. Roku, Ava, Steve, David, Frank, Lova, Jonathan, and myself did buy Roku yesterday with this nice sideways motion and trigger of the trigger of the 520 crossover. Bought at 329.08. It's currently 329.26. It's up 4 cents. It's up 0.01% on the day. And it's about the same on the trade. Did not hit any profit targets. Got close. But now it went red. So that's a bummer. But as long as the price stays above both the 5 and the 20, I will stay in the position at least half. If I get a closing price, if I get the closing below both the 5 and the 20, then I will sell half. If the 5 crosses under the 20, I will sell the other half. SPY. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I sell it first thing the next morning. This was a great trade yesterday. Bought at the close at 435.18. Sold at the open today 439.20. So beautiful overnight gap. If you're interested in why I do buy the SPY every day at the close and sell it the next day, you can go to my YouTube channel in the lessons playlist, and there's a video titled Overnight SPY Trade, and that will explain the methodology, the statistics, and why I do it. All right. Intraday trades. Here we go. I did have a good little trade here. 2 good trades on Visa today. Earlier in the morning, we closed below the 200-day moving average on the 200-day moving average. We closed back above. I didn't want to chase it. I wanted to see if it would backtest the 200 and give me a better risk to reward ratio, which it did. I got in at 223.54, a couple days sideways, or a couple bars sideways motion. Took some profit here at 223.97. Had another big up bar here, 224.41, and then had a close below the previous day's low. Got out at 224.17. So the day trade was a good one. Good risk to reward ratio off the 200-day moving average. In at 223.54. Out at 223.97, out at 224.17, and out at 224.41. So that's the first trade. Second trade, interesting trade here. I'm glad I took it. I think it's a good teaching moment. Here on this bar on the 5-minute, we had a 520 crossover. I did not want to buy. It felt a little chasey to me. I wanted to look for a little backfill, which I got. A nice confluence here of halfway of the big bar up and the 5 EMA. I bought it intra bar at 224.32. 1 bar later, moved up nicely, sold some at 224.57. Had another big up bar, sold at 224.79. Another big up bar here, and then reversal. I didn't like that at 224.87. Then we had a close below the previous day's low, got out at 224.77. So in at 224.32, out at 224.57, out at 224.77, out at 224.79, and out at 224.87. So good little overnight SPY trades there. Excuse me. All right, George is here. Nice to see you, George. Hi, team. Good afternoon to all. Just curious on WBA, 520 cross 250 and 2 SMA cross 2, but it is a huge candle today and is very high. All right, let's look then at WBA. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a monster. I mean, for me, it's just too chasey. I mean, it's a great bar. I think it's a good indication of things to come long term for WBA for Walgreens. However, it's a huge bar. It's very extended. I mean, you could key off of the 200-day moving average here, which would give you a little better risk to reward ratio. But we're above the second ATR channel, got close to the third. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly got stopped right at the downward sloping 200-day moving average. So if this were me, George, I would wait for some kind of pullback at the very least. There's a lot of profit in there from people this morning up to the top. There'll be a lot of people with their fingers on the button to sell and lock in profits. I would wait until that happened. Maybe look for a pullback into the value zone. So that's how I would approach it. Ava is here. Hi, Ava. Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Hope you're having a nice day. There is Kamal. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Really appreciate that. I know everyone else does. Hope you are also having a good day, and thank you as always for your friendship. Steve says AGQ has a 520 crossover. So, excuse me. Gosh darn it. All right, and we will look at those in a little bit later when we go through the potential traders. Jonathan says Twitter, Google, CCL. Okay, so I have Twitter and I have Google on my list today, but let's take a look at CCL off of the 250-day moving average. Yeah, good risk to reward ratio. It's found some sideways motion, but decent risk to reward ratio off of the 250. Let's take a peek at the weekly. Weekly has a lot of resistance above there, Jonathan. We have a big down bar. We have the 5, the 10, the 20, the 50, all sorts of nonsense of resistance above. So I'm not a big fan of the weekly bars there. Like the daily better, but of course I always like to look at multiple time frames to make my decision. And we'll take a look at Twitter and we'll take a look at Google just a little bit later in the podcast. Tracy is here. Nice to see you, Tracy. Hope you and Paxton are doing well today. Steve says Dash has a 520 crossover. Yes, that is true, and I have it here on my list to take a look at as well, Steve. So we'll follow up with that in just a little bit. But yeah, Dash does have a nice 520 crossover. And let's back test that real quick while we've got it here. Back test 2.5%. So not that much, but technically positive win rate of 33 and about a 2-to-1 profit factor on that one. But not a great back test. Not a great back test. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at your trades today. Snap. Tom did buy Snap yesterday with the 520 crossover right at the wire. Glad he got in there. Let me put this here. It looks like that's about the entry point, about 74.90. I'm estimating up 2.53% today on that 520 crossover. I like that crossover. I almost took it yesterday, but I just missed it. But I like the sideways motion there in the value zone. My favorite place to take that kind of crossover because it gives you the best chance of leading to a trend because it comes out of sideways motion. So up 2.57% to 2.59% today on the day and about the same on the trade. So great one-day trade, Tom. Speaking of Tom, another great trade here from Tom. Beautiful return to value, sideways motion, bought here at about 22.78. Did hold the halfway of the washout bar on that day there. Moved sideways up today, up 3.07% on the day. And Tom is up about 1.68% on the trade. So way to go there. UGL, Steve Burns did buy UGL, which is double leveraged gold. He bought it off of the GLD 520 cross. He's using that as his signals, basically as his proxy for this trade. Did get in at 57.92. It's currently 58.35. It's up 0.75% on the first day, and also up that much on the trade. So way to go, Steve Burns. CBOE, Ava, nice trade on CBOE. Ava bought this back here with a 520 crossover, 125.25. It's 126.32. It's up 1.09% today, and I guess just a little under that on the trade. up 0.91%, but nice 520 crossover. Way to go, Ava. SCCO, monster trade for the dynamic duo and Steve. Way to go, everyone. Bought the 520 crossover yesterday, 59.49. It's 63.34. It's up a whopping 6.45% on the day, and also on the trade for Steve and the dynamic duo, which is Tracy and Paxton. Lemonade, nice trade here from Kamal. Kamal bought Lemonade back here at 63.36. It is currently 68.10. It's up 3.39%, and this trade is up 6.98% for Kamal. So way to go, Kamal. EQIX, Ava and Leva did buy EQIX back here on the 11th, bought it at 750.30. It's 772.01. It's up 1.12% on the day, and it is up 2.8% on the trade. So very nice there. Zoom. Tom, nice trade on Zoom with an under 30, over 30. Bought this here at 256.74. Had a triple bottom with a triple bullish MACD divergence, and this thing has just raced up like a rocket ship. It is up 0.66% today, and it is up 4.25% on the trade. So way to go, Tom. DocuSign. Who is this? This is Leva. All right. Leva bought DocuSign back here on the 5th. Rejection of the 200-day moving average. Close above the 5 EMA at 256.01. It's 261.71. It's up 0.89% on the day, and this trade is up 2.09% on the trade. Boeing. All right, Kamal did buy Boeing all the way back here during the sideways motion. Looks like a little bit of a V1 trigger, closed above the 5 EMA, bought it at 213. It's 218.08. Moved up strongly, rejected the 200-day moving average 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times before it gave up and went the other way. So it is down on the day, but Kamal is still nicely up on the trade. AGQ, wow, what a trade for Ava. Beautiful trade there, Ava. Under 30, over 30. That was the signal. Ava bought it at 30.26. It is currently 36.20. It's up 4.56% today alone. And this trade is up 16.37%. Now, Ava did phase out. I believe she has a third of her position left, near break even, but great, wonderful trade, Ava. AMD, we have David buying AMD with a 520 crossover, bought it at 105.17. It's 111.93. It's up 2.5% today, and it is also up 6.05% on the trade. So very proud of you, David, and very happy for you. Oh, I already have Snap. Okay. One more time. All right, there we go. All right, here we go with Nike. Jonathan bought Nike way back here on the 1st of October. Bullish engulfing bar, rejection of the 200-day moving average. Came out of sideways motion of a base, which I like, 147. It's 157. It's up about 0.5% today, and this trade by Jonathan up 6.36%. So very nice, very nice. XLRE, Leva bought XLRE here at 44.86. It's currently 46.18. It's up 1.14%. That was bought with an under 30, over 30 signal. And this trade currently up 2.65%. INSP, Dynamic Duo did buy INSP back on the 12th of October at 239.63. It's 242.11. It's up 1.7% today on the day and about the same on the trade. So nice trades, Tracy and Paxton. Coin, Dynamic Duo did buy coin with a 520 crossover at 251.89. It's currently 258.60. It is up 4.75% today and roughly the same on the trade. So congratulations taking that 520 crossover. Very proud of you. Eli Lilly, Gary did buy, I believe, anyone else in here? Oh, Michael Martin and Michael Martin and Gary did buy Lilly with an under 30, over 30, higher low V2. Bought this at 232.08. Did move down sideways, but it is down a little bit today now, but it is still up on the trade. So congratulations to the two of you. And Frank bought Tell, back here on the 7th at $3.37. It is currently $3.71. It's up 4.8% today on the day, and it's up 9.16% on the trade. So fantastic trading, everyone. Way to go. Very happy to see some of our swing trades work after this difficult period over the last couple weeks. Seems like forever, but nice to see some of the swing trades actually working today. All right, so Steve says we have a 520 crossover. Yep, I do have that one, and we will look at that in just a moment. Let me take care of a little business over here for a second. All right, so that's taken care of. Okay, Steve, let's see. Jazz, thoughts on coin, please, Greg. All right, I think we just looked at that. So coin did have a 520 crossover back here on the 7th. Good back tested approach. Up today, it's, it got close to the third ATR channel. 92% of prices fail there. If you're asking as far as a new trade, I wouldn't be entering at this position. If you're asking as far as if you already have a long position, then I would probably hold it. I mean, it's strong, but to enter a new position here with that third ATR channel above, I would probably not do that because 92% of prices fail there. Dr. Jorgensen, hey buddy, good to see you, Bruce. Beautiful day here in the desert, Las Vegas. Oh, thanks for checking in, bud. Appreciate that. That is Dr. Jorgensen, one of my very best friends in the world. Nice to see you, bud. And thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Steve says IWM has a 1050 SMA crossover. Yes, it does. That is a good back-tested approach to trading IWM. The pink line is crossing over the gray dotted line. Comes out of sideways motion. I like that. Very nice. Very good. I like the context, the structure of the chart, and I like the crossover fractal as well. Here's a high, two lower highs to the left, high, two lower highs to the right, and it is boogied on out of there. So yeah, that looks really good. Steve said Lyft went over a cliff today. It did. Oh yeah, it did. Right over the cliff. Huh. Interesting. Were there earnings? KMX has a 1050 EMA crossover. I believe I have that on my list, Steve. Yes, I do have that on my list, so we'll look at that one. NVIDIA has a 1050 EMA crossover. That is true, and a fractal. So that's all interesting and all legitimate from back-tested perspective. So actually, let's put that on the list. A lot of things on the list today. Sony has a 520 crossover. Okay. Yes, it does. Came out of some sideways motion. That one looks good as well. Hey, let's get to the poem, and then we've got to get to trader psychology. And let me paste this in here for Frank so we can read it. All right. Trade with the seatbelt. The ride can be rough as traders seek safety when markets get tough. We watch our position size and trade just enough. Be the kind of trader that knows their stuff. Oh, that's true. That's a really great poem too. Trade with the seatbelt. The ride can be rough as traders seek safety when markets get tough. We watch our position size and trade just enough. Be the kind of trader that knows their stuff. I love that last line. Know your stuff, everybody. You need to know it. You are dealing with some super smart people, most competitive people in the world, probably the smartest people in the world. You're dealing against a lot of money. You're dealing against a lot of skill, experience, but us as retail traders, we do have a huge advantage in that we do not have to buy until we are ready to buy, and that is our number one advantage. Tom says, hope the Lyft driver is okay. Yes, I hope he is okay as well. Okay. All right, so listen, everybody, before we start looking at the end of day candidates, you know, I like to spend a few minutes, talk about trader psychology before we get to that, because trader psychology is the most important skill you can learn in trading. I firmly 100% believe that. Creating a plan and following it is the only way to make money in this game. This is from Money Trade Edge. Better Thinking, Better Trading over on Twitter. Please subscribe to their channel. It's a great channel, always good information. I always read it, always try to internalize it, and I would suggest the same for you. But let's see what they have to say today. Short and sweet. The magic pill is actually mastering your emotions. Everyone's looking for that magic pill. They're looking for that magic indicator. I actually just had someone call me today that told me about how much money they spent on, quote, magic indicators. And, you know, it didn't work out. I mean, no surprise, big shocker, because that's not what it's about. It's about mastering your emotions and looking for the context of good risk to reward ratio trades and then following through on those trades. That is really what it is. There is no magic indicator, everybody. I mean, you know, there's good policies like buy the dip in an uptrend, sell the rip in a downtrend. Sure. But, you know, it's a little vague as far as the sayings. I mean, when is the dip? How do you get in? How do you position size, right? Like, so there are some good common sense things like buy the dip in an uptrend and sell the rip in a downtrend for sure. But it's not about the indicators, everybody. It's about creating good risk to reward ratios in the structure, using the structure of the analysis of your moving averages or whatever levels you're using, and then following the plan. So most traders think the magic pill is the perfect indicator. The magic pill is actually mastering your emotions, and that's in trading, and that is in life as well. So thank you for that, Money Trade Edge. Better Thinking, Better Trading. Appreciate that. That's helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for everyone else. All right, well, we've got a lot to get through. Ava says PayPal. Nice little close over the 200-day on PayPal. MACD also crossed over. Good risk to reward ratio. Don't know if that rejected the 50 RSI, but let's take a quick gander and see. No, not quite. Not quite. Let's take a look at the weekly as well. Weekly's okay. It's created a V2. The day one bar on the weekly is a little larger than 1 ATR, but we do have the support of the -1 ATR channel below us. And we also have a good risk to reward ratio on PayPal. Way to go, Ava. Good analysis. All right, let's start with Apple. Apple has a higher low V2 today. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We rallied into the value zone. We had a pullback, which I was expecting. We did reject the -1 ATR channel. We did form a V2 today. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 goes below 1. 3 is above day 1's close. We did not reject the 50 RSI yet. Let's take a look. We got to 48.80. You know, there probably is going to be some resistance there. Let's take a look at a peek at the weekly and see. Weekly is nicely in the value zone. And so, you know, this does look pretty good on multiple time frames. We had a bit of a gap here, larger than a quarter ATR, but it did come back and backfill a little bit. So there is a bit of a gap there. MACD did go positive. Excuse me. So Apple looks pretty good at the moment. Google does have a 520 crossover that does backtest well. I did backtest it today. We also have a trigger of a fractal a few days ago. Here's the high with 2 lower highs to the left. Here's the high, 2 lower highs to the right. And the 520 crossover. MACD has crossed. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weeklies, you know, it's a little high for me. But it's not at the third ATR channel. It's not at the second ATR channel. So Google looks decent as well. KMX, Steve was talking to us about the 10-50 EMA crossover. The 10 is 132.37. The 50 is 132.33. So the 10 did cross over. I like the little sideways base that it created before the potential move up. We don't know if it's going up for sure, right? We can look at the weekly, but I don't like the weekly, and you know why I don't. On the weekly, we had this big, huge down move on earnings. We have rallied back to halfway. So that being said, I am going to get rid of KMX. Pfizer, under 30, over 30. It's only up 25% today. It had a V2 earlier, rejected the 5 EMA, has a false breakout to the downside here. Oh, now, no, it's back under the range. Here's the lows. We came up to it. Now we're back under. So I'm going to quickly get rid of Pfizer based upon that. Twitter does have a higher low close back above the 200 here. We closed below, closed above. Coming from a lower low, we pulled back under. We are back over. We also have a 520 crossover. I did backtest the 520 crossover. Does not backtest well, so I'm not going to take that in consideration. We had a big down bar a couple bars ago on the weekly. We got right to halfway and rejected. It's decent. I don't like that it rejected the 50 SMA, although that's not formally factored into an under 200 over 200, but I still factor it in. So I'm going to let Twitter go. Walmart, higher low V2. We closed below the -1 ATR channel, rallied into the value zone, had a pullback, created a V2. Here's day 1, 2, 3. 2 goes below 1, 3 above day 1's close of 139.38. We have the 200-day moving average right above us. Let's take a look at the weekly. We're kind of stuck in the middle of that halfway bar, so therefore that makes it easy for me just to pull the trigger and get rid of Walmart. Visa looks pretty good, actually. It's a V2, closed back above the 200-day moving average. Here's day 1, 2, 2 washes out 1, 3 above day 1's close. So I do like Visa as well. AGQ, as Steve mentioned, has a 520 crossover. Too extended for me at these levels, but it does have a valid 520 crossover, but I just have to look at the structure of the chart. We have a downward sloping 50 EMA above us, third ATR channel above us. You know, Ava's just doing really well in this trade, and I hope this keeps going, but for me to initiate a new trade, I'm not going to do that here. Dash has a 520 crossover, at least it did. Yes, 205.28 compared to 205.17. some sideways motion here. Did trigger a fractal here. Let's take a look at the weekly. I like the weekly. Makes sense there. Had a nice trade, a weekly trade, I think, on Dash. Not a lot of volume here, but I'll put this over in the potential camp. NVIDIA does have the 1050 EMA crossover. It also has a positive MACD crossover, trigger of a fractal. And on the weekly, it's right up against that 1 ATR channel. That I don't like so much, but let me put this on here and do a little math, since this is a new. All right, and that's NVIDIA. KMX does have the 1050 EMA crossover that Steve Burns just brought to our attention. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly again. Oh, I just looked at that. Sorry. Back at the halfway. So yeah, I'm going to pass on KMX for that reason. So what is it? 142. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon, no, not yet. It rejected the 200-day moving average, so nothing interesting there. Intel. I'm not sure why I even have this on here. I don't like that. We moved way down. We came right back up into resistance. I don't like that at all. IBB looks like a close under, close over the 200, at least at this point. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly rejected the 1 ATR channel and the 50 above, so I don't like that either. Qs off of their high did trigger a fractal. That's about it. MACD went positive, but no clear trigger signal on the Qs. Disney, don't like the price action there. Close under, close back over the 200, but well off of its highs. It's a bit of a bearish price action signal, so I think I'll let that one go. And then Etsy. I did back test Etsy. It does not. Here, let's check it again real quick. Excuse me, everyone. My apologies. Etsy. Okay, so it does back test positively at 151%. It's about a 3-to-1 risk to reward, a 3-to-1 profit factor. It's okay. You know, it's definitely okay. Price action, I don't like that we bounced, or we got rejected the 1 ATR channel. So let's see if we can narrow these ones that look good down. Wes is here. Wes, good to see you. Hey Greg, what average type do you use for RSI? Simple. For my RSI, I use a close 14T. Those are the inputs that I have on RSI. Let's see if we can get this to go. Yeah. And it doesn't give me an exponential or anything like that. So I hope that's helpful, Wes. Trader Harnett is here. Hey, good to see you, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate you being here. It's an honor to see you. Trading Like a Monk. That is Trader Harnett's new book. Please go and check it out. I am planning on it as well. And really a nice honor to have you here. Hello, Lemonade looks good to me. All right. Well, I know Kamal has Lemonade at the moment that he bought all the way back here at 63.36. The one thing I would say here on Lemonade that I do not like is that it's 48.77. If we use the magic tool, we can see that earlier in the day when it's higher, it was at 52.20. So it has rejected the 50 RSI. To me, this is just my trading personality and my approach. You know, if we reject the 50 RSI above, then generally if I have long to trade, I get out of half because of that rejection of the 50 RSI. So that's my take on that. But thank you, Trader Harnett, and please come back, and love to look at any other of your picks. CVS, we have a higher low V2 here today. Michael. Here's day 1, day 2, day 3. 2 washes out day 1, also rejects the negative 1 ATR channel, triggers a V2. This one is above the 50 RSI. It's 5110, so I like that better. Would really like to see this close above the 50 SMA. That's another key level for me. If we look at the weekly, thing I don't like so much about the weekly is a couple bars ago we had a big down bar. We are stuck at about the 50% retracement level, which to me is resistance. I don't think it's a bit of a stretch for the risk to reward, because I would use the risk to reward, how we do it on time, all the way down to here. That's quite a big risk if you go halfway the washout bar. And then if you also look at the range, here we have a high, here we have a low, we are right back at the 50% of that. So I don't like the risk to reward ratio. I don't like the structure of where we are, where the price is in regards to the low and the high, and we're at 50% of that. So that's what would concern me about that, Michael. Trader Harnett says, good to see you. You work very hard daily. Keep it up. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. I try my very best. And Trader also says, you will like low then for sure. Let's take a look at low. Low's doing well, but what I have to say is, I have a policy. I like to buy in the value zone. I like to sell above the value zone. I like to buy below the value zone. I like to sell in the value zone. This was a nice 520 crossover that has taken off nicely. However, my trading style, Trader Hardnet, is that I would be phasing out into this kind of strength. I don't buy anything ever above the second ATR channel, because I know 88% of prices fail here, 92% of prices fail at the third ATR channel. If I was interested in buying lows here, I would at least need a pullback. Earlier I talked about buying return to values, or buying the dip. This is an established uptrend for sure, but I want to wait and buy the dip. Michael says, RSI on some platforms, the setting will be 14 close average type, while there's that will match Greg's charts. Okay. Let me take care of a little business here, and then we will have to start deciding which one looks the best for today. Lot to choose from. Apple. I do like Apple. I also like Google. Let's take a look at the weekly again. Maybe just a touch high for me on Google. Visa. I like Visa the best here. I like the V2. I like the false breakout to the downside. I like the better risk to reward. I like that we rejected the negative 50. All right, so Visa is definitely one of my favorites here. We have Dash. 520 crossover is still in place, 205.38 compared to 205.20. I do like that. And then NVIDIA with the 1050 crossover. Let's take a look at the weekly. It's right up against the 1 ATR channel, so I think I'm going to pass on that. I think I'm going to pass on Google. Yeah, I'm going to go with Visa. Visa is going to be my pick today. And let me quickly check before I forget if there's any changes over here that I need. Facebook is fine. Pins rejecting the 50 RSI, therefore I will sell half of pins because of the rejection of the 50 RSI above. So 2 profit targets here today, but I will go ahead and lock in half of my profits on pins today. Roku, little negative here, but the 520 crossover still holding. Of course, I'm going to buy SPY, the overnight SPY trade as per usual. So yeah, I'm just going to wait till the last minute here to buy Visa. We have about 8 minutes to go. Snap 520. Yeah, Snap does look good. I was looking at this earlier. Tom has this. The only thing I don't love about it is currently the close is below the open. So we had a nice big gap, but now the close is below the open. But I like how the moving averages are fanning out here. MACD did go positive. It comes from sideways motion. So yeah, I like Snap. I like Snap. Trader Hernat says you might like Procter & Gamble. Let's take a look at Procter & Gamble. Yeah, I like Procter & Gamble a lot better here. We have sideways motion. We have a 520 crossover. I like crossovers that happen in the value zone, or at least have sideways motion consolidation in the value zone. We had a nice V1 yesterday, but today we get the 520 crossover. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly's good, not too extended. Yes, I do like Procter & Gamble. Please keep in mind earnings on Procter & Gamble on the 19th. So you have about 5 days there before the earnings. So yes, I like that one, Trader Hardnet. Thank you. So I am going to go ahead, sell half of pins today because of the rejection of the 50 RSI. So I'll sell that. Half of that. All right, so that's taken care of. I did sell half pins. I am waiting for the close here to buy Visa. Steve says, hi, Harnett. Great to see you in here. Greg and I had an interview in the Monk book. We did? Greg and I had an interview in the Monk book. Oh. I did not know that. I've been planning on getting that book. Trader Harnett says, good to see you too, Steve, sir. Frank says, wasn't pins a half position originally? It was for me, yes. Right here, Greg, half position. So I'm just taking a half of my half. Frank, does that make sense? Whatever my initial position was, even though, yes, it was a half. I wrote here, right here, Greg, 1/2. But I'm selling half of that half. So I have half of what I started with, but I started with a half. All right, just waiting on Visa here. right, about 4 minutes to go. Okay. Looks like a little bit of a sell-off here at the end of the day. I mean, just a little, not substantial. I'm seeing some lows being triggered. Oh, Steve says, Greg, I had an interview. Okay, that makes more sense. Well, I want to read that interview for sure. And remember, that's Trading Like a Monk. That's Trader Harnett's book, Trading Like a Monk, and you can find that interview in there. Beautiful trade, Steve, on SCCO today, by the way. All right, I'm going to go ahead and buy Visa. And I did, and I will be, of course, buying the overnight SPY trade as well. So I'm all good to go. I did sell 1/2 of pins. I locked in half a profit on pins today and 2 profit targets because of the rejection of the 50 RSI. Roku went slightly negative, now positive, now negative, now unchanged. Okay. 1 minute to go on my end, everyone. 1 minute. Big day today. VIX making a new low on the day. All right, 10 seconds. All right, that's it. Let's take a look and see where I got filled today. I bought overnight SPY at 442.50, and I did go long Visa at 225.07. So I did go long SPY right up there at the 50 SMA. We'll see how it deals with that. But I did buy SPY today at 442.50. And Visa, I bought Visa with the close under, close over the 200-day moving average, false breakout to the downside, rejection of the 250, and V2. My stop on Visa will be any close below the 200-day moving average. And my entry price there was 225.07. All right. So listen, if any of my students have any new entries or exits today, this is the time to put them in the live stream, and we will get to those in just a second, get them all updated before. Just want a few pieces of business just to remind everybody that I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach. I feel like I'm pretty good at it, and I know I teach a really great course. The course, like I said, is one-on-one. I teach you all 5 of my different trading approaches step by step, so that you will know how to trade them all the way you're supposed to trade them. I've been a full-time trader for 25 years. I've used these approaches ever since then. I think they're very valuable, and so the course does cost $1,750. It's 15 hours, 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. That's where you get the 15 hours. I know it sounds like a lot of money, but I promise you it is worth every penny. So if you do want to become a better trader, if you would like a good coach that takes a lot of interest in his students, then that's me. So all you have to do to start the process is send me an email. Email is in the description of this YouTube video. In the email, just say, hey, Greg, I'm potentially interested in taking your course. I will say that sounds great. Let's set up a Skype call. The Skype call is free. It's not a sales call. I promise you, I have lots of students. I don't need to do sales calls, but I do want to learn more about a potential student. I want to learn more about their trading, their challenges, their goals, what they hope to achieve with the course. And it's also a good time for the potential student to ask me any questions about the course. And hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, number 2, I do have a great online video course available at udemy.com. The link is in the description of this video. It's a great course. I've had so many good reviews and feedback from all over the world. Best part, it only costs $12 or $15 depending on the day that you buy it at udemy.com. I teach you how to trade the deep dip buy stock trading approach, step by step, 9.5 hours of video. 15 study guides, 26 videos total. It's a great course. If you're just getting started, not able to do the one-on-one with me, it's a perfect place to start. It's a perfect affordable place to start. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help to build the channel, helps to keep the channel around, lets YouTube know that there's some valuable content here. So if you learned something valuable today or in the recent past, all I ask is for a little thumbs up at the end of the day, and that'll make me very happy. All right. Okay, so let's take a look now and see what everyone did today. Okay. Trader Harnett says, Steve has a huge following here in India. All my friends were so excited when they got to know that I am interviewing him for the book. That's great. Steve has followers all over the world, and rightly so. Okay, so Steve Burns did get out of SCCO for a 5.49% gain. Very, very nice, Steve. I like that move for sure, selling it on that strength up near those technical levels. All right, Steve is long AGQ, which is double leverage silver. And Steve is long from 36.19. All right. So we have 2 different approaches here. We have a deep dip buy approach down from AVA at 30.26, and we have a new entry signal with a 520 crossover for Steve Burns. So let's do this. Okay. We got that done. Steve Burns is also long IWM. All right, and Steve took that with the 1050, 1050 SMA crossover. Very nice, Steve. And Steve is long from 225.27. Nice, good entry so far. I get the right price there? 225.27. Yes. Dr. Jorgensen says, have a good hike. I'm off to the second most difficult thing to do behind trading, hitting the little white golf ball. That is pretty dang tough. That is. All right, bud. Hit them straight and call me when you're done hitting them straight. Thanks for coming today, Bruce. Appreciate it, bud. Thanks for saying hi. Okay, Steve is also long NVIDIA. Okay. And Steve is long there from 217.22. And that is a 1050 EMA crossover. EMA. Steve is also long Sony. Okay. And Steve is long Sony from 111.66. And what do we use in there? 520? Yeah. Okay, Bacon Bandit was in Snap from yesterday. Oh, nice. Way to go, Bacon. Let's put that there. And in Visa. Bacon Bandit. Ava was out of CBOE yesterday. Oh, bummer. All right, Ava. In NVIDIA. At 213. Oh. Okay. And so that was, okay, 213. Oh, I see. Ava from 213. Okay, great, Ava. Way to go. In Visa. In TNA. Okay, so that's, oh, the 3-time IWM. Oh, that was from yesterday? Whoa, way to go. Way to go, Ava. Beautiful. Up 4.23%. What a great trade. Way to go, Ava. Okay, Tracy Hall's in Visa. That's the dynamic duo. Michael Wilkinson is in IWM. Okay. Oh, from 2. All right. I'm not going to make the chart too complicated, Leva, but we'll put in here 222.06. Wow, everyone had a good day. That's great. And 2 corrections on the board. I'm out of DocuSign. Okay. Get rid of DocuSign then. I'm still in Facebook. Did I have you out? I guess I did. My apologies. Okay, love it. Glad to have you in there with Facebook. Ava says, Greg, please add my name to IWM with Michael instead of TNA. Less tickers to review for you. Please add my name. Oh, no, that's fine, Ava. That's a great trade you have. That's a great trade you have. I'm keeping it. My board. I'm going to keep it. I know they're related. Because one's triple leverage, but it's a different trade. It's more leverage. You earned it. So I'm keeping it on there. But thanks for thinking of me and my workload. Okay. David, Twitter too. Okay. I like it. Higher low, close back above the 200-day moving average. And so that's David, right? Yeah, that's David. Paxton says, thanks everyone. Have a great day. Good trading, Paxton. Nice win last night in poker as well. And Michael says, thank you, Ava, for IWM yesterday. There you go. Yes, thank you, Ava. David says, great rest of the day for all. Thank you, David. You as well. Michael Lova says, IWM was 225.50 and V was 225. All right. I'm just going to, well, hold on. Let's see. So IWM was 222.50. And Visa was 225.06. Okay, that one's close. I'm just going to keep that one. Otherwise, there's too many things to manage, and it's close to the right price. Okay, Michael says, sounded like you missed V today. I wasn't watching the screen. No, I bought it. I bought Visa at 225.07. I think that's what you're saying. I'm not 100% sure. All right. If anybody has anything else to mention or share with the board today, this would be the time to do it. Before we do that, I do want to just read my favorite little saying every day. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. I think it's a good policy. I try to do it every day. I do my best, but I do think if we all could go out and do something nice for somebody once a day, no matter how small, it would make a difference. If you could also go out, do something nice for an animal, that would also definitely be helpful. I know they would appreciate it, and it's a win-win all around. All right. So what's happening after hours? Facebook's unchanged. Pins is up a penny. Roku is unchanged. SPY's up 15 cents. Visa's down 8 cents. VIX is up 8 cents. So kind of all around the place. Not too big one way or the other. All right. Well, listen, everybody. Thank you for coming today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Be good, be safe, drive safe. Maybe go out, get a little fresh air, do some deep breathing. I'm going to put my hiking clothes on, go out for a little hike. Nothing too big, still kind of recovering, but I think it's good to get out and get some fresh air. Mike says, sorry, I thought you didn't have me in it, but you did. Sorry, I'm distracted. No problem, bud. No problem. All right. Well, I think that's it, everyone. Again, thank you for coming. Tomorrow is Friday, so it's the last day of this crazy week, and looking forward to that. So, again, have a great rest of your day, and hope to see you tomorrow during the last hour. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.